What's up, guys? Welcome to another video. Sidhu, my brother, I got you. We're still on the assassination of Sidhu, mashallah. Indians Tupac, man. This is gonna be a part 2. If you guys haven't watched part 1, go check it out and then come back to this video. But anyways, let's continue. Where we at last time? We were at okay, 12. Okay, right here. Let's go.
Yeah, I do like them. I have a 45 caliber pistol. I have a 12 gauge shotgun. It's all according to the laws. Semi-auto and all of that. I'm growing my collection, just adding things that I'm fond of. Now I want to buy a repeater. So just slowly growing the collection.
Perhaps it's that Sikh heritage and his warrior men.
My man was ready for war, man. He said he's collecting all type of the infinity stones, bro. He's like, yo, anybody that try me, they're gonna come meet me with a 12 shot. Ugh, Lord have mercy. Let's continue.
Mentality, which has caused him to take a liking to all manner of weapons of war. And this is something he would also reflect on in detail in one interview where they asked him about his obsession with firearms, with him explaining that he carries them for self-protection and that he just likes them.
People believe Sidhu Muswala is very fond of guns.
Yeah.
Recently, the head priest of the Akal Takht has instructed Sikhs to keep listen weapons with them. Do you like weapons as a means of self-defense, or are you just fond of them?
First, it was just for a hobby, but now it has a purpose. When you spend time in a profession, you start observing things. Like the saying goes, I did not ride the wedding's horse, but I have seen many people mounting it.
Elsewhere, he would critique the demonization of weapons, emphasizing that weapons are indeed historically important for Sikhs, and explaining the importance of mental discipline over weapon regulation.
They already knew that it was a requirement of the time to add knowledge of weapons to enlightenment. Mughals will torture us. Nadia Shah and Ahmed Shah will plunder us. Our gurus had the vision to think about this, and based on that, added weapons to our 5Ks of Khalsa. And now for the past 40 years, we are being misinformed that weapons are bad. Our next generation are dancing on TikTok and making reels. They're being told weapons are bad and you should be scared of them. Why shouldn't you put your hand on one? It's on my waist. It doesn't automatically go and shoot someone. When our mind is not trained, how will we stop our hands? The truth is, the entire problem is our minds.
That's true.
Yet we are focusing on weapons and licensing. We are told to stay away from weapons because we are a border state. But they are not willing to treat our border state as one of them. Our very own boys from this state, 25th Sikh Regiment, is fighting at the border. You are telling some people to not pick up weapons. Then why are you asking them? No one really wants to speak about this topic at all. All the reporters try and come here and portray we are all about weapons.
Sidhu's view on carrying weapons.
Yo, he is spitting, bro. Let him cook, bro. He was cooking, bro. You know, damn well them politicians in the government, they didn't like that. They're like, oh no, he's speaking too much truth, man. We can't let him convince the youth that it's okay to have guns. Oh no, we need to diverge that for a second. Hey, he was cooking, bro. Let him cook.
And the violence in his music is that he sees it as a religious obligation.
If our head priest has ordered Sikhs to carry legal weapons, then that is all that matters. It doesn't matter what someone else is saying and what our guru has instructed us to do. It's an even higher command from the head priest and I will follow it. I've been saying this for the longest time. Keeping weapons is not wrong, but using them towards loss to someone, rob a bank or point at someone's head is not right. But there is no problem in just keeping weapons.
His faith and his beliefs are a very personal part of his music and his motivations in life. The Sikh Jats were known as a large majority of the soldiers who took a stand on the front line opposing the Mughals. However, despite the strength of the Sikhs that live there, the Mansa district has had its fair share of problems ever since the British rule. This includes difficulties and deficiencies when it comes to economic development, education, and healthcare. The literacy rate of the Mansa district is shockingly low, and according to the 2011 census, only 55% of Mansa were literate at the time, lower than the national average literacy rate in India, which was 74% in the 2011 census. This could possibly be explained by the region's farming culture, as it
If you're not a profitable trader, after working with me in 8 weeks, I will personally hand you $7,000. And I'm
Its residents may not believe in the education system as they mainly rely on their own self-sufficiency. Now, the Mansa district also has some government-run hospitals and health centres, but the quality of healthcare there is indeed a concern. In Punjab, there are only 0.46 hospital beds per 1,000 inhabitants and one doctor for 8,900 people. And this large inequality causes deficient levels of healthcare for the locals that live there. And this is even worse in proportion to the Mansa Civil Hospital, where 20 doctors are expected to oversee 500 patients. The government has acknowledged these issues, but the progress there has been slow, and these are the challenging circumstances that Sidhu Moosewala grew up around. Clearly his religion, his native lands, and the principles he'd had instilled in him growing up had a huge influence on his path in life once he found his way. But before he found fame and fortune and decided to use politics in an effort to improve situations where he came from, Sidhu Moosewala's first love was music. From a young age, Sidhu cultivated a keen interest in music. He began singing in the 5th grade at his primary school and even managed to place number 2 in a singing competition.
A lot of people, especially kids in countries outside of India, wanted to know when D. Sidhu began singing.
I have been singing since the 5th grade. I took part in a singing competition and came 2nd place in the district. That was the beginning. Then I got to university and continued it. The rest is in front of you.
Respect.
What was your first song?
First song I sang folklore. I sang folklore of Shahid Udham Singh and Baba Banda Bahadur. That's how I started. Then I did some folk songs for Bhangra.
Did you learn music from someone?
I did learn music from a lot of great artists. But I was not a classical singer. My teacher was from Ludhiana.
His love for hip-hop started in the 6th grade when he was about 11 years old, with his favourite rapper being Tupac Shakur. He was also trained in music from his early years at the Harvinder Bittu Music Academy.
Hello, I am Sidhu Moosewala, and I am here with my teacher, my father in music, everything. I have been learning at the academy and I'm here with everyone.
And Sidhu would continue practicing his singing alongside his intense academic career, eventually pursuing electrical engineering at Guru Nanak Dev Ji Engineering College in Ludhiana, where he would graduate in 2016. Sidhu studied there for 5 years, and he would even take 1 extra year as he didn't want to leave the dorms because he was getting so much love from his fellow students. And it was here at the college that we can see one of the early examples of him singing and honing his skills as a performer.
Hey, that's fine.
ਆਪੇ ਮਹਿਲ ਮਿੱਟੀ ਦਾ ਢੇਰ ਬਣਨਾ ਹੋ ਮਿਲੇ ਮੌਕੇ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਦਰ ਕਰਦਾ ਉਹ ਅੱਜ ਬਣਨਾ ਉਹ ਫੇਰ ਬਣਨਾ ਵੇ ਮੈਂ ਅੱਡ ਕੇ ਖੁਦਾ ਦੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਪੱਲਾ ਅੱਡ ਕੇ ਖੁਦਾ ਦੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਪੱਲਾ ਚੰਗਾ ਮੈਂ ਤੇਰੀ ਖੈਰ ਮੰਗਦੀ ਮੈਂ ਤੇਰੀ ਖੈਰ ਮੰਗਦੀ
Yo, stop playing with me, man. Color Jack can sing too, bro. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me.
ਮੈਂ ਤੇਰੀ ਖੈਰ ਮੰਗਦੀ ਉਹ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਉਮਰ ਲਾ ਦੇਵੇ ਮੇਰੀ ਅੱਲਾ ਉਹ ਕਾਗਜ਼ ਬਣਾ ਲੈ ਕਿਤੋਂ ਜਾਲੀ ਸੁਣਿਆ ਵੇ ਸਾਡਾ ਸਕਿਆਂ ਚੋਂ ਲੀਡਰੀ ਅਕਾਲੀ ਸੁਣਿਆ ਹਾਈ ਘੜੀ ਬੈਠੀਆਂ ਸਕੀਮ ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਰੀ
After graduating from school in Punjab, Sidhu would then move to Brampton in...
Man, that just shows you if you're a person that have a certain skill for something and you keep going at it, bro, and you hone that skill, like the exposure is limitless, man. You don't know where you can go with that skill, bro. Wow, respect.
Ontario, Canada, where he became an international college student at Humber College. And Sidhu has since shared that he was forced into moving because of his family. Sidhu didn't even want to leave his native country, but his uncle's son was going and he was made to join in.
After your studies, you went abroad. How did that happen?
It was due to my family. I didn't want to go. You know how it goes. If my uncle's son is doing something, I have to as well. First it was the degree. I told them I can't study that much. But no, if he did non-medical, I had to do non-medical. If they can study, then so can you. We sent you to the same school. Do you have a deficiency? I used to think, where have I been placed? I somehow passed high school. For the non-medical, And for the degree, I crammed up lessons a lot. I did my degree with honors. And then they asked me to do a proficiency test to go abroad. I did that while completing my degree and passed that one too.
How many bands you score?
6.5 bands. I did it without any classes. My family would ask, how am I going to pass? I would tell them I am only responsible for taking the exam. The examiner chooses whether I pass or fail. Like they say, do the deed and don't worry about the fruit.
Ooh, smart.
I don't know how I passed.
Smart.
So we can say Sidhu is proficient in English?
It's fine. I can get by.
But during his stay in Canada, Sidhu would finally begin taking music seriously after being encouraged by his friends to produce songs after they heard him singing.
ਹੋ ਜਾਵਾਂ ਸਦਕੇ ਮੈਂ ਤੇਰੇ ਜੱਟੀਏ ਤੂੰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨਾਲ ਵਾਰ ਕਰੇ ਨੀ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਹੱਥੋਂ ਨਾ ਸ਼ਿਕਾਰ ਕੋਈ ਬਚਿਆ ਤੂੰ ਉਸ ਜੱਟ ਦਾ ਸ਼ਿਕਾਰ ਕਰੇ ਨੀ ਹੋ ਜੀ ਦੀ
You know, these are like the humble beginnings, man. You know, this is what they don't see. Most people, like when you see these big celebrities that are very, very popular, nobody sees the behind the scene. Like they only see when they are at the big stage. They don't know the work that goes in behind the scene. Like, look what Sidhu was like. This is back when he was in school, bro. He was putting in work even back then until he made it to the big stage. That's where the haters start coming in. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, it's not easy, bro. It's not easy.
ਐਣ ਤੋਂ ਤਲਾਸ਼ੀ ਮਾਮੇ ਡਰਦੇ ਤੂੰ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਅੱਖਾਂ ਨਾ ਫਿਰੇ ਫਰੋੜਦੀ ਨੀ ਤੂੰ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਮੜਾਵੇਂ ਅੱਖੀਆਂ ਲੰਗੇ ਮੌਤ ਵੀ ਨਾ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਕੋਲ ਦੀ ਨੀ ਤੂੰ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਮੜਾਵੇਂ ਅੱਖੀਆਂ ਲੰਗੇ ਮੌਤ ਵੀ ਨਾ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਕੋਲ ਦੀ ਹੋਏਗਾ ਹੋ ਗੱਲੀ ਬਾਤੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਉੱਡਦੇ ਕਰੇ ਝਾਕਣੀ ਨਾ ਰਾਖ ਗੱਭਰੂ.
Soon after his migration to Canada, Sidhu's networking and musical talent landed him the opportunity of a lifetime, and before he knew it, everything would change and he would be in the music industry making hit records and taking his first steps on the path to becoming one of the greatest musicians India had ever seen. Before we go any further into the video, I just want to make a quick announcement. The Trap Law team is hiring, so if you want to get paid to sit on Reddit,
create the fun you want with the Sonic $1.99 menu. Live free, eat.
After moving to Canada to continue his studies and sharpen his skills as a singer-songwriter on the side, soon Sidhu Moosewala would have the opportunity of a lifetime to break into the music industry, when he would land a massive placement as a songwriter when he wrote the track License for another Punjabi rapper called Ninja, being credited prominently on the cover as the writer under his given name Shubdeep Sidhu. Now sitting at over 20 million views, the track became a hit and Sidhu's talent for songwriting was undeniable. He would later perform the song himself upon his return home to Punjab at his old GNE college. Sidhu then spent the next year honing his craft and writing skills, garnering up a list of massive singles of his own. Eventually he would release his debut song from this collection of recordings, a track titled G-Wagon, which came out on the 2nd of July 2017, a track which was a sudden hit that quickly put Sidhu on the radar of Punjabi music fans. The song itself was a much more traditional Punjabi pop song, and Sidhu, whilst displaying his talent as a singer, hadn't quite yet fully fused his style with the American hip-hop elements that would later make his music so unique. But he had begun his solo career, and from here he would continue developing as an artist song by song. From there, he would slowly put out 9 tracks that comprised his debut album, with him improving and evolving each time. This was an unconventional release strategy, but it worked well for him. His next track was Mustang, which would circulate later in July 2017. Now the beat itself was a very generic American hip-hop beat, but it's kind of like a crappy stock beat from like Hip Hop EJ from 2016. But Sidhu took that beat and he sung and rapped in his native tongue Punjabi, with the end result being incredibly original. Despite being a Punjabi track, thematically, Sidhu's music was dealing with topics much more at home on an American gangster rap album. Fast cars were becoming a clear motif, with his 2 tracks released so far being inspired by cars popular in America, the G-Wagon and a Mustang. Sidhu would also rap about his ops chasing him with their foot on the gas pedal as he clutches a Draco, the gun beloved by drill rappers from all over the world, with Sidhu claiming that his Draco sings the tune of his enemies' funerals. he was spitting. Mustang would be followed up by more music like the track Lifestyle featuring Banker, which leaked in late July and was uploaded to YouTube in November 2017. The track titled Lifestyle was a stark look at the street lifestyle that Sidhu had grown up living, with references to armed conflicts with his ops, revenge killings, and living and dying by the gun. He would rap that his AK-47 keeps an eye out for him, as well as having guns and bullets tattooed on his body. He'd talk about having a gangster state of mind that runs in his blood and killing any ops that stood in their way, with Sidhu rapping all about sticking people up at gunpoint and how the country boys used to run their town. Sidhu was jumping on the mic and talking gangster like a real drill rapper, and people were loving it. All of this momentum was leading up to a breakthrough moment. Sidhu was honing a unique musical style, blending the Punjabi flavour of music with gritty lyrics about the gun-toting street life he grew up around. And soon, the world would wake up to this unique style in a big way. In August 2017, Sidhu released his first breakthrough single, the astronomical hit titled So High. The song itself now sits over 750 million views, by far one of his biggest songs to date. This track reached numbers that many of the mainstream artists in the West would dream of attaining, and the track itself was a textbook example of why they call Sidhu Moosewala the Tupac of India. It had a booming beat that was like a timeless American rap beat, and in his bars, he was rapping about American tropes like having lowriders and appearing in the video surrounded by gangsters in what I assume is the trenches of Canada. The song itself painted a dark picture of a life of crime and violence in a way that few Punjabi musicians had done before, rapping about guns, claiming his hobbies are dangerous and life-threatening, with Sidhu claiming to keep loaded pistols on him and making the local gangsters fear him. Sidhu also seems to show a certain amount of self-awareness on the track, explaining how his gangster approach to music has landed him big record deals in Canada, and he goes on to brag about how dropping 4 singles in a month had other pop stars intimidated by his monumental rise. And Sidhu was spitting facts. In the space of just a few months, having released G-Wagon, Mustang, Lifestyle, and So High, he had become one of the most buzzing prospects in the Punjabi music scene. So High set the standard for Sidhu's career, and he essentially cemented his legacy, as this track alone almost birthed an entire new genre of Western-inspired Punjabi music.
I see why they hated him there. I see why they hated this guy, bro. Oh my lord, bro. Just in a few months, he was able to just surpass everybody. And listen, and life is this, bro. Like if you're in a group and you stand out of the group, the other people in the group are gonna start hurting you. I mean, they're gonna start hating on you. They're gonna be like, bro, we're just together. Now he's better than us. Now they start coming at you, creating a plan to take you down. Like, bro. So that's what happened with Sidhu, because he started from humble beginning, and he was just talented, better than everybody else. And of course, people got jealous. And hey, fortune favors the brave. Facts. Sheesh.
He would mix his hybrid singing and rapping style over traditional folk Punjabi instruments and melodies, combining that with Western trap 808 beats, much more at home in an Atlanta strip club than a small Punjabi village. The song So High resonated deeply, and not only in Punjab itself, but also with the westernized South Asian communities living in the West, such as in the UK, and particularly Canada, where Sidhu had studied. And Sidhu was seemingly a genius at blending this Western gangster rap culture with his native Punjabi elements, and he did it in a way that unlocked a new audience of over 1 billion people around the world. One great example of this actually occurred just 2 months after dropping his hit song So High, around the time of Atlanta rapper 21 Savage, who was going viral for his interview, where he famously described the tattoo on his forehead, saying, "It's a knife."
What does the cross on your forehead signify?
It's a knife.
Sidhu would go on to drop a new song with a Punjabi play on words based on 21 Savage's catchphrase, "It's a knife," with Sidhu's new song being titled It's a Jatt. Featuring violent lyrics over a booming trap beat, It's a Jatt now sits at over 90 million views. And of course, Jatt doesn't mean knife. Jatt actually refers to the landowning class in Sidhu's native Musa in Punjab, with the implication being that these are the tough, hardworking people who are warriors, with a suggestion that some of these Jatts are indeed hardcore gangsters too. And in the lyrics, Sidhu raps about pulling up on his ops, with them running scared and screaming, "It's a Jatt." The song itself contained numerous lyrics and references to guns. Sidhu would also talk with confidence about his career, bragging that he's stealing the fans' hearts with his prolific run of dropping 9 songs in 15 days. And following the success of It's a Jatt, Sidhu wasn't about to take his foot.
Damn, dropping 9 songs in 15 days? Oh, he's working. But the dude was working. To drop 9 songs in 15 days? Oh yeah, he was on something else, bruh. He was possessed, my guy. That's a lot of songs in just 15 days. 9 songs. Some people it takes years to just create one song. Shoo.
Foot off the gas, and in early January, Sidhu would drop another major hit in his catalogue, the track Just Listen, which now sits at over 211 million views. The song itself was a boastful affair, less concerned with lyrics about violence, and more focused on Sidhu standing up to his haters, and explaining how his work rate has the music industry hateful and jealous towards him, as well as hinting at the greatness that was on the way for his music career. This was a breakthrough moment for Sidhu on an international level, as Just Listen ended up becoming his first internationally charting single, landing at number 12 in the UK's Asian music charts. And from here, Sidhu continues his spree of hit singles with 3 more tracks. 2 of those songs, Tokan and Famous, also landed on the same charts at number 20 and 17 respectively. The love...
No, that's the wrong one. Is it that one? Oh yeah, to that down below, yeah, to that down. Yeah, that's Famous. I love that song, man. That song is so good, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
The song It's All About You was very much for the ladies, which had a music video dropping on Valentine's Day 2018, a video which today sits at over 115 million views. By this point, Sidhu was getting his first live show bookings, but these weren't without controversy, as people would turn up to protest against his vulgar and violent lyrics. However, the controversy was only helping Sidhu cultivate a bad boy image. Sidhu would continue his momentum with his next single, Tokan, which had a huge budget music video. The video dropped on May the 17th, 2018, and today has a whopping 340.
I can't remember. Hey, listen, I don't know the lyrics, but I definitely remember how the song goes. Big man, stop playing with me.
Million views. The tractor-themed video would pay homage to his farming roots, with the song's hook using a slick double entendre to threaten his ops with being dragged from the back of a tractor if they cross him. The song was a unique Punjabi spin on gangster rap that felt completely fresh and exciting. On the song, Sidhu would sing and chant in his native Punjabi tongue about having shooters on his team, doing this over another unique beat that blended those Punjabi melodies with American hip-hop 808 drum patterns, making for a certified banger that doesn't sound like anything else in the West. But even more interesting was the outro of the song, where Sidhu would deliver an uplifting message reminding his listeners of their revolutionary spirit, and warning the listener that the people he represents aren't the sweet-talking businessmen who like to be flashy, but actually the down-and-out Jatts who drive tractors and have short tempers. This was a kind of warning to the world that Sidhu is the leader and the voice of this working-class youth of Jatts who he represented with his music. It was deep stuff, borderline revolutionary, and one of the most striking reasons that Sidhu Moosewala has been compared with Tupac Shakur. Because beyond making great music that spoke the language of his generation, Tupac also used his music and profile as a platform to promote political messages of black empowerment. His music was intended to uplift and electrify his generation of inner-city youths in America, and that was perhaps what made Tupac so dangerous to the establishment. Sidhu's next banger was the appropriately titled track Famous, and the song itself was kind of Sidhu's own announcement to the world that he was indeed famous. It was one of those songs where a rapper goes from next up to actually up. By this point in his career, Sidhu had truly arrived, and in the song, he would rap about the fact that people now pay to meet him, and now he has haters burning with jealousy, as well as having losers trying to be famous by trying to fight with him. And this was all true, because by now, Sidhu Moosewala was a huge star. His next song, Dark Love, with a video release...
No, we're gonna stop here. He's cooking. We're gonna stop right here, man. I know you guys want to continue, but listen, man. If you guys like this video, man, make sure you thumbs up, like it, share it, man. Big Man 10, comment down below, man. What do you think of this documentary so far, man? I think this is fascinating. This is really, really good because one, it's easier for me because it's in English, so I could understand everything. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, whoever recommended this to me, appreciate it. Peace out. Big Man 10. It's a Jatt.